Okay, I have um, open SAS and I have loaded Lab2 EX1. It has data in it from a stats class that I taught some years ago, where I passed out index cards and I had them give me information about them. So, what section are you in? How old are you in years? Are you male or female? How high are you? Tall are you in inches? How many brothers you have? How many sisters you have? What's your major? And so you can see this person's in section one. They're 19 years old. They're female. They're 68 inches tall. They have two brothers, one sister, and they're a health sciences major. I input the data like this because my particular SAS program, it fails on importing Excel files on my desktop for reasons I don't understand. So I said input and cards, but you would just input yeah, you would just import the Excel file. And um, the Excel file actually has some problems in it, which you'll discover when you work, if you were to work with it. You're not gonna, because you're looking at the fixed up file here. So here it is, and what I want to do is sort of go through June's uh, lecture with a different example. So you should have already looked at June's PowerPoint and seen all the things that he wants you to do. So the first thing that you should do when you have data like this is print it. So I'm going to print and hit run. And oh, well, that didn't work because I didn't execute what I needed to, did I? No. Okay, so let's try, let's try to get some data in before we analyze it. Come on, let's go. So now I'm going to collect all that, try and print it. Okay, so here's section 1, age 19, sex is 2, height is 68, blah, 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 health sciences. All right, so we come down here, and this is SAS's internal counter observation. We have 6 sections. We have 148 people. They're missing data in various places, which is pretty much always the case when you have real data. Okay, so we printed it out. Now I want to go back to the file. Now we're going to do a subset. So proc print where brothers is greater than 0 and sisters is greater than 0. So we want to know people who have both brothers and sisters. And you can see brothers is 2, sisters is 1. So we found all the people that have at least one brother and at least one sister. And there are what the oh. And here they are. And 62 observations. So they didn't renumber them. So we got 1, 4, 5, 7, and so on down to 148. There are 148 of them. There's 60 some of them. And there they are. Then we want to illustrate proc format. And here we've got proc format. Value sex, male, female, run. So I run that. It says it did it. I'm going to print the data. Formatting variable sex by sex format. Run it. Now in sex, instead of 1s and 2s, it has females for 2s and males for 1s. And frequencies. Tables sex brothers. So I got two variables that I want to see. I run that. Brothers goes from 0 up to 6. Sex, males there's 34, females there's 113. See the percentages. Now, when I ran this originally, there was an error in the data where somebody had 56 brothers. So I printed that out and found that person and recoded their data. 56 brothers, and they said they had 56 brothers and 40 sisters. So that's really not. I don't think it's very believable. Proc mean, so I changed it. Proc means, oh please. Proc means variables brothers, sisters, and age. So I run that. Brothers, sisters, and age. We got the number of people, the means, the standard deviations, min, and max. And we would have seen the problem with brothers and sisters is maximum of 56 and 40 here if we didn't notice it in the frequencies. Proc means again. Variable age, where brothers and sisters are great. So we're going to pick out the people who have brothers and sisters and get their age. And it's 20.44 and 25.47. So there's really very little difference between the people that have siblings and those that don't in terms of the age in this class. Now proc sort by sex. Proc means variable age by sex. So here we have proc sort by sex. It says there were 148 and it output the same thing, but now they're sorted. And now you say proc means I want age, but I want it done by sex. It can do it. It will give you an error if you don't sort it first. Okay, so when we look here, we've got if age is missing, sex is missing. There aren't any people. Sex is 1. These are the males. Their mean is 20. Standard deviation is 1.7. 20.61. Much bigger standard deviation, 3.38. So you can see 17 to 23, 18 to 44. Okay. Proc univariate plot normal with the histogram. And the variable is age. Run that. So here's the histogram of age, and you can see it's with the normal distribution drawn in there, and they're nothing alike. And this shows you, oh boy, look at that. Not too hot. Here's the very skewed distribution of age. And now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to, we've sorted it by sex, so we can now do the whole thing by sex. So when I'm going to run this, I'm going to get the bottom. See, I've got for the men, for the women, and you can see these are the women who are coming back after having children, presumably. We have, here's the histogram for women, which is this awful thing we saw before. And that is the same kind of thing we saw before. And now the whole thing is done again for the men. And you can see their distribution is quite different. and that's actually not bad, and that's actually a good looking distribution there. Okay. All right. And now we do the plot. I don't use SAS for plots except for the most basic stuff to see, you know, like that, what it looks like. Okay, plot brothers by sisters. Do that, and it prints out this thing, and it uses the symbols to tell you how many there are, which, you know, really doesn't work. And we go back, do the same thing. I'm gonna run it with proc gplot. Oh, give me a break. Thank you. Proc gplot. Run. All right, and now it gives you this nicer looking plot with the pluses, but you know, it still isn't very good. What you want is something that has circles that are small if there's only one, and big if there's a bunch of people here, so that it tells you where the heaviness is. Or else you want a 3D stack where you've got, you know, you can look at frequencies as a third variable coming up from the floor of this, to where you can see what's what. But like I say, I don't use SAS for that because it's such a pain to tell it what you want. By the time you get there, you've pulled your hair out. Okay, so that's some examples of the stuff in June's Lab.